y'all, I want to talk about and show you some different paintbrushes. There are a load of paintbrushes on the market, all different shapes, all different sizes. I did a video on fan brushes. If you haven't watched that one, go watch it. It's super fun. The fan brush is a really fantastic brush that I feel like is underappreciated and overlooked. So that was the first video I did on brushes. And so now I've decided to do another video and actually a series of videos on paintbrushes and just, you know, looking at the different types and the different marks that they make and really like what is the brush for. So today I want to talk about the MOP brush. The MOP brush, I actually really love the MOP brush. MOP brushes are definitely, I would say, more used with watercolors. Yeah, I know people use them with acrylics. I mostly work with watercolor and gouache, so it is definitely a go-to brush for me for watercolor and gouache. But you know, if you work in acrylics, they're gonna work for acrylics as well. They do have brushes that have the smooth synthetic fibers like this one. So this is a brush that you could use with acrylics or watercolor. A lot of these super smooth synthetic fiber brushes are interchangeable between, you know, acrylics and watercolor. This one is more bristly. This is you wouldn't use this one. These super, you know, they're rough, they're bristly. I don't use these with my acrylic paints mainly because a lot of like I do a lot of smooth clean lines with acrylics. If you go hog wild and do a lot of you know, like what do you call it, like scruffing around or blending abstract with your acrylics, I think these would be great. I've never tried it, so I am solely gonna talk about these brushes from the perspective of using them with watercolors. But by all means, I say, you know, you can't really hurt a brush. I mean, yeah, you could, but for the sake of let's talk experimentation, you have a brush, you want to know, will this brush work for this? Just give it a try. If you didn't pay $1 million for the brush and it's, you know, a $5, $6, $7 brush, go ahead and give it a shot. Try it in whatever you have and see what that brush can do. I am a huge proponent of asking the question, what if, and giving something a try. To see if you like it. You may find an unconventional use of a tool. You may find an unconventional use of that tool that works for you. So let's get back to the MOP. I know I got on my soapbox there for a moment. MOP brushes, generally what a good big MOP brush like this one is good for is coverage, really, because you can get a ton of paint onto the surface with a MOP brush. You can see how fast I kind of covered this whole area. It also, you know, will give you, this big one, some nice marks if you're into mark making, which I am. And I love to just make marks and patterns with my brush. And you can see, look how beautiful. You can get really, you know, this is me just kind of stamping it down. I'm doing it again so I can lift up some of the paint that's on there. But really just great shapes. I like to just see, you know, sometimes I just like to stamp out flower petals or just shapes. Look how this is great. This is a good one, you know, for doing out. Even look, I'm using it on its edge. Look at what it does. I just decided to, well, let's see what happens if I just kind of stamp it around. I love just, you know, take a brush and use it in an unconventional way. This is an unconventional use of a mop brush, right? This is a conventional use of a mop brush, is just to basically mop the paint around. I mean, it really fits its title. But look at the other interesting things, you know, and ways you can use it. I just want to encourage you, whatever brushes you have, get that brush out and just say, what if I stipple it? You know, I mean, just what does this thing do? Just ask the question, what does this brush do and how many different ways can I use it? So that's like a big, you know, the big mop. Obviously, the little mops, they're going to react about the same. I've got a super tiny one that I actually haven't, look how tiny. Look at this, y'all. I love little tiny things. I especially love like little tiny brushes. So for making marks, I mean, look how uniform this is. Oh, this makes me happy. I could literally make marks like this all day long. It's like capping toothpaste. It's just, I don't know why this is joyous, but it is. I know some people would lose their minds doing this all day, but I will spare you. I shall stop. I will stop. I'm going to stop. Okay. Because I could fill this whole page. So you can see with the tiny mop, and here's the cool thing about the mop is because it's like super full with bristles, that it holds a lot. It holds a ton. So the little, I can get nice long lines. I can get, if I soup it up really good, this is me using it just on the tip. Look at the teeny tiny marks. What if I, you know, just really smash it down? Look at these marks. Just smashing, letting all the paint just, I'm twisting it as I go along. Just letting the paint just fully get out. I can scumble it around. Get, you know, it almost looks like crayon. It looks almost like I used crayon right there. What if I wet with whatever's left? Oh, I'm getting some bristlage coming out, probably because it's a lot of times when you're using a brush for the first time, you're going to get, I've got like, I don't know, 4 little bristles here. No worries though. That happens, you know, like, it sheds, they shed when you first get them. So you could see, I'm just playing with this mop. I'm going to show you this one. This one's one of my favorites for, kind of stamping, making stamped shape. Oh, I've got 2 different colors in there. I didn't realize that. Oh, this one, this color too. You know, what happens if I just let them kind of touch, connect? I just dip back into the water, get this watery effect, you know, pull. This makes beautiful lines. It's so full, like it's so full. look how full, look how, I mean, I could have kept going and had, you know, if I would have started way up here. Same thing, you know, what does this guy do on the edge? It's gonna kind of do the same that the big one did, you know. What happens if I just kind of smash it around? Don't be afraid of your brush. Like, your brushes are meant to work for you. I mean, obviously, if I paid 50 bucks for this brush, I might not would use it in that way, but I didn't. And I'm just wanting to see what does it do? What can it do for me? I want to show you this one because I like this one. Let's go into this phthalo. Look at this. Look at this color. Oh, I just want to swim in these colors. Same, little, look, you can just get, if you're looking for precision, now I'm just changing up, seeing what it does. What can I do? What happens when I twist it? You know how much coverage? This gives me a lot of good coverage for, you know, a small size mop. I mean, that, you know, it holds, these mops hold a whole lot of water. Tons and tons of water. I'm just playing. Okay. You get the point. You get the point of you know, what this does. Here, coming on its side. Look at this delicate, tiny little, almost like little petals. Look, I can make tiny little delicate flowers with this one. And what I love about it is how it's, you know, lighter on the tip, darker at the base, just how the brush stamps down. Let's go bigger, using it on its side. It's a wonky little flower. So you get the idea. You get the point of what a mop brush is like. They come in all different sizes. They come in the super kind of what I would call like coarse, bristly brush, and they come in the, you know, smooth synthetic nylon. Oop, this one's got to be washed again. Actually, I think I transferred paint from my finger to the brush. So so if you have a mop laying around and you haven't played with it yet, you know, pull your mop brush out, give it a try. Know that a bigger mop will give you a lot of good coverage. If you're trying to just get a good amount of paint onto the page, you can do that. You can stamp with them. You can make nice marks, flower shapes, whatever. The you know, look at all this. Look at this little teeny tiny one made beautiful tiny teeny tiny. I almost, you know, me personally, I actually like using the small mop for mark making better than I do rounds, and even the what do you call them, like the totally square flats, a flat brush. Oh my goodness, a flat brush. And the reason is, if it was a flat brush, I would have perfectly flat, you know, you'd have like flat corners, but this gives me these little rounded shapes. So, and the fine lines, like long, you know, you can get nice thin lines with a mop. I think people don't think of that with a mop brush, but you can get some detail with a mop brush. It can serve you in multiple ways. So Go buy a mop if you don't have one, and if you got one, get it out and play and have fun, experiment, and ask, what if I use the brush in this way? What if I turn it on its side? What if I just use the tip? What if I, just slap it on there? Just ask what if, experiment, and play, have fun. Happy painting, y'all.